Well, good morning. I haven't been active, have to be honest, for several months. I don't know if it's been 3 or 4 months since I've done a video. But I haven't been out in the woods. I haven't really done any leather crafting or anything like that since my last video. I think I did a show and tell on my knife. I haven't even taken this out in the woods. I haven't. Last time I got out, me and my buddy masked up and we met at a outdoor archery range and shot some bows. But I wanted to go ahead and do a show and tell on something that I made last year, actually, and took on a camping trip with the family. I didn't do any videos because we were busy fishing and doing stuff like that. So this has had some field use, but that's the only place it ever went. But I made a leather haversack. Now I based this design off of the Pathfinder haversack that I've had for several years now. I've been into shoulder bags for quite a while, but I really got into them about 6 years ago, just before my son was born. Because sorry, garbage truck is going by. That's that noise. But right before my son was born, I had an Alice rig with the Y suspenders and the belt. But problem is I went on a long hike, about 5 miles, and I had a rib that started popping out because of the way it hung or something. I don't know why, but I couldn't do that anymore. So I got more into haversacks. Now this is the first one I've made. I've made a lot of pouches and stuff, and knife cases, but this is one of the biggest leather projects I've ever made, and it is flawed. You can see how the flap doesn't come down far enough to cover up some of the stuff in the front. So I'm going to call this my prototype. But right here you can see this pouch on top. And what I have in it is my mirrored compass. I'm just going to kind of do a loadout of what I have here. Another problem I have with this too is I like the idea, but I put too many bells and whistles on it. If I got caught in a rainstorm, this is a liability because things, what moisture can get caught right here. So that was a mistake. I have a water bottle. I have my poncho, which I did use on that camping trip because we were on a lake, no, not Tonka. It was up north of Tonka. But it's got a French name. But anyways, I had my water bottle, my poncho. We got a rainstorm come in. I had to go to the outhouse and bring my youngest daughter back. My Baco Laplander, flashlight, and ferro rod. You can see I'm pulling those out of this. Right here you can see the stitch. It has an inside pocket. Those also got use. Metal cup that sits in the bottom, and then the water bottle, any water bottle, can go into it. I thought I had another nesting cup set over there, but I don't. I have a Tinder Pouch. That also, the couple fires I made, I'd use this to make the fire as a tinder thing, and then as I was walking around the lake and stuff, I'd refill it. So I did carry this with me as I went. So it's a good bag, it's a good size, but again, it's a prototype. So I'm going to be making another one, and what kicked me into gear for this is a guy that I know from, or used to work with, contacted me about flintlock. He's getting a flintlock rifle, and I'm making him a 18th century style shooting bag out of the last of this dark brown material. I have a bandana, just extra paracord, one of my field sewing kits. This stuff is in the bottom of the bag because it's there. It's a just in case kind of thing. So none of this really got used, but this is one of my sewing kits. There's the needles, and actually, you know what? I've actually been looking for this. This is my sewing kit. I had a couple of my good needles in there, and then not that I don't have more, but and then I have a thing of artificial sinew. Now the thing about these sewing kits is with the artificial sinew and stuff is if you have as part of a survival kit, you can fish. If you've got a couple of fish hooks, you can use the string out of this and some paracord to make a fishing line. So anyways, that's going to go up over here. And then one of these hobo hobo spoon, knife, and fork sets, which also got use there. So on the inside, I just had on this, see this like this comes down lower, but once you get your stuff in it, it expands. So I needed to add about 3 inches to this flap, which I might do just to make it useful. But on the front here, I have this hook, which I will not do on my next one. My next one that I make will only have just one pocket about that size under the flap, because I put several pockets here. I was just kind of, being decorative, and I had extra buffalo hide or bison hide. So I have a big ferro rod here, which is a tight fit. Let's see if I can get that out. It's one of the big monster ones. I've scraped it just as an experiment. That's that shiny spot right there. I'll put that up here. And I had a folding knife. So it was just something kind of like this that I used to clean a couple of, or actually I caught one fish that I ate. I caught a pretty good sized bass. So I used, and it was a serrated knife, but I cleaned it with just the tip. Did just fine. Descaled it and everything. But that's pretty much the haversack, except for this loop right here on the back. That's where I hung my tomahawk. So I had all my cutting tools. I had a saw, a chopping tool, and then I had my knife, and of course I had my Leatherman wave. But that's all that I took. I had, the 5 C's plus a couple extras, not quite the full 10 C's. The shoulder strap is just a belt that I then mounted like this with some extra hardware, a D-ring and stuff. And I plan on utilizing this hardware on my next haversack because I like how it hangs. The problem is after I get all my stuff in it, the stuff I know I want to keep, this pack is just a little too small. So I'm gonna increase it just a bit, give it a little bit more room, because what's going to happen is once I get my stuff in it, it's going to shrink back down to this size once this expands. And that's one part of this. You sew these and then you turn them inside out so the seam is hidden, and that lets it expand. And this material, it's nice material and it's a nice bag. What I'm going to do is I'm going to swap this belt out with another one I found at a Goodwill, or maybe even just use that one. And I'll still have this and maybe pass it on to somebody, but I think I need to tweak the flap. But anyways, this video is getting about just over 9 minutes long. I just wanted to show that. I'm probably going to take it with me on a hike I'm going to go on tomorrow morning, along with some other stuff. So that's one reason I'm emptying this out, because I'm going to be organizing my stuff, what I want to take. I'll probably take this, but I'm probably going to take a different cook set. I may not take the poncho if I have a belt pouch with a garbage bag liner in it in case I get rained on, stuff like that. I don't necessarily need the sewing kit if I have my possibles pouch with me that has a sewing kit in it, things like that. So I'm just kind of going through my gear, which is something you should do anytime. But also, I like to keep it ready, so I can just grab and go, in the case that I know it's packed. So anyways, plan on having some more videos. I'm going to try to post this one tonight. I'm just doing this before work, and I'm heading out to take care of my chickens and dogs. Anyways, I'm hoping to be out and about again. I've gotten some new subscribers, even though I haven't been making new videos. So I appreciate everyone showing up and liking my stuff enough to, you know, join the party or whatever you want to call it. Anyways, we'll talk to you later.